Have you noticed how, as we get older, life has a funny way of trying to make us carry around a backpack full of worries? It's almost as if every new wrinkle or ache comes with a fresh reminder of something else to stress about. And yet, the truth is, after 60, you've earned the right to set that heavy bag down. You don't need to keep carrying it. You don't need to keep worrying about every little thing. In fact, if you want to live the next chapter of your life with more peace, joy, and freedom, it's time to stop worrying about certain things altogether. Think about it, haven't you already spent a lifetime working hard, taking care of family, meeting responsibilities, and planning for the future? You've paid your dues, and now this stage of life should be about living lighter, not holding on to old stress. So today, let's talk about 5 things that really don't deserve your worry anymore, and how letting go of them can help you live more stress-free. Let's start with one of the biggest ones, worrying about what other people think of you. Isn't it interesting how much of our lives are shaped by this? From childhood to adulthood, we're taught to dress a certain way, act a certain way, achieve certain things, all to impress others or fit into their expectations. But after 60, why should that matter? You've lived a rich life with experiences, stories, and lessons that no one else can duplicate. Do you really need the approval of a neighbor, a distant relative, or even society's latest trend to tell you how valuable you are? Imagine how freeing it would feel to wear what you love without second-guessing, to share your opinions without worrying if they're popular, or to pursue hobbies just because they make you happy, not because someone else finds them impressive. When you stop worrying about others' opinions, you give yourself permission to live authentically. And here's the truth. Most people are too busy worrying about their own lives to spend much time judging yours. So the next time that little voice whispers, "What will they think?" answer it with, "It doesn't matter. What do I think?" Now, let's talk about another heavy burden many carry, worrying about the past. If you're over 60, you've lived through countless choices, some that worked out beautifully, and some that maybe you wish you could go back and change. But here's the thing, you can't. No matter how many times you replay it in your mind, the past won't change. What you can change is the way you allow it to live in your present. Instead of carrying regrets like stones in your pocket, try to see them as stepping stones that brought you here. Every mistake taught you something. Every disappointment shaped your wisdom. Every heartbreak deepened your compassion. You wouldn't be the person you are today without the journey you've taken. And when you accept that, you can start looking at the past not with regret, but with gratitude. Gratitude for surviving, for learning, and for arriving at this moment, right here, where you have the chance to create peace for yourself. One beautiful way to ease this worry is by practicing forgiveness, not just for others, but for yourself. Forgive the version of you who didn't know better. Forgive the times you stumbled. And forgive those who may have hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Every time you let go of a past hurt, you make room for more joy in the present. Another common worry that steals peace, especially after 60, is obsessing over money. Now, don't get me wrong, being responsible with finances is important. But there's a difference between being mindful and living in constant fear that you don't have enough. At this stage of life, it's easy to look at rising costs, shrinking retirement accounts, or unexpected expenses and start to panic. But worry rarely solves financial problems, it only multiplies stress. Here's the truth, you probably need less than you think. So much of the spending earlier in life was tied to raising kids, buying homes, keeping up with trends. After 60, life can be simplified. You don't need the biggest house, the fanciest car, or the latest gadgets to be happy. What you truly need, connection, peace, health, and purpose, doesn't cost nearly as much as advertisers would like you to believe. If money still weighs heavily on your mind, try focusing on what you can control. Make small adjustments in spending, explore senior discounts, and, most importantly, shift your perspective. When you appreciate the simple joys, like a morning walk, a warm cup of tea, or a good conversation, you realize life's richest treasures aren't bought with money. The more you focus on abundance instead of lack, the more you'll feel secure, even if the numbers in the bank aren't perfect. And let's be honest. When you look back years from now, will you remember how much was in your savings account, or will you remember the laughter shared with loved ones, the sunsets you watched, the stories you told? Money matters, but it doesn't deserve to steal your peace. Now, think about how lighter your days could feel if you let go of these 3 worries: what people think, what happened in the past, and constant stress about money. Imagine the energy that would free up, the peace that would return, the joy that could sneak back into everyday life. You'd finally have space to breathe, to laugh, to simply be. And here's the beautiful part: you can start right now. You don't need a big plan, a new year, or anyone's permission. You can choose, in this very moment, to stop carrying those unnecessary weights. You can decide that your 60s and beyond will be about freedom, not fear. You know, another thing many people carry with them well into their 60s and beyond is the constant worry about what others think. For years, maybe even decades, you've worked hard to be a good parent, a reliable worker, a respectable neighbor. And in doing so, you probably adjusted parts of yourself to fit what others expected. But now, ask yourself honestly, who are you still trying to impress? At this stage of life, your worth is not defined by what someone else whispers or posts or thinks. It's defined by your experiences, your kindness, your wisdom, and the way you choose to spend your time. Imagine how freeing it would feel to truly let go of that weight, to walk into a room, or even just enjoy your day, without second-guessing yourself. The truth is, most people are far too busy worrying about their own lives to spend much time judging yours. And those who do, their opinions carry no real power unless you hand it to them. So instead of focusing on what others might be thinking, shift that energy into doing what makes you happy, whether it's painting, gardening, dancing, or simply wearing that outfit you've always loved but kept tucked away. When you stop giving so much attention to outside judgment, you create space to enjoy life on your terms. This ties closely to another heavy burden many people over 60 still carry, worrying about financial perfection. Now, don't get me wrong, it's natural to want stability. But there's a big difference between being smart with money and letting it dominate your thoughts. You've already done the hard work. You've saved, you've spent, you've made choices based on what was possible in the moment. Maybe you didn't end up with as much as you hoped, or maybe you have plenty but still feel anxious that it's not enough. Either way, the constant worrying steals away peace. Here's the thing. True contentment doesn't come from hitting a perfect number in your savings account, it comes from learning to use what you already have in ways that bring you joy and security. If you've got enough for your needs, then allow yourself to enjoy it. Take that trip you've always thought about, or treat yourself to something small that makes your heart smile. Money is meant to support your life, not control it. And honestly, the greatest wealth at this age isn't just in dollars, it's in health, relationships, and peace of mind. Think about it. What good is a large bank balance if it keeps you awake at night, worried? What matters more is making wise, realistic choices and then allowing yourself to rest in them, knowing you've done your part. As we move deeper into this idea of letting go, there's another worry that creeps into a lot of minds after 60, the fear of aging itself. You might look in the mirror and notice new lines, or you might feel aches in places that used to feel strong. And it's so easy to start fighting against every little sign, comparing yourself to a younger version of you or to the unrealistic images you see in the media. But here's a gentle truth: aging is not the enemy. It's a privilege. Every wrinkle, every strand of gray hair, every moment of slowing down is proof that you've lived, that you've experienced, that you've made it this far. Many people never get the chance to see their 60s, 70s, or beyond. But you are here. And the energy you spend fearing the natural process of growing older is energy that could be spent embracing it. Instead of dreading the candles on your cake, celebrate the story behind each year. Instead of criticizing your body for not being what it once was, thank it for carrying you through every season of your life. When you reframe aging as a gift instead of a curse, you open the door to more joy and less stress. You might be thinking, that's easier said than done. And you're right, it's a shift that takes practice. But it starts with small, daily reminders. When you catch yourself worrying about how you look compared to the past, pause and focus on what you can do today to feel good, maybe a short walk, maybe calling an old friend, maybe enjoying your favorite meal. Aging doesn't take away your ability to enjoy life, it just changes how you do it. And when you stop resisting that change, you'll feel a weight lift off your shoulders. Now, notice how these worries, about what others think, about money, about aging, are all connected to one thing: control. So much of the stress people carry after 60 comes from trying to control things that are, quite honestly, beyond their control. And the more you try to grip onto them, the more anxious you feel. But the moment you loosen that grip, the moment you decide to focus only on what's in your power, life becomes a lot lighter. Think about it: can you stop time? No. Can you stop people from gossiping? No. Can you control every twist and turn of the economy? Again, no. But what you can do is decide how you respond. You can choose to smile more, to forgive yourself more, to live with gratitude instead of fear. It's not about giving up, it's about letting go of the unnecessary battles so you can win the ones that truly matter. We've talked about letting go of other people's opinions, about easing the grip money can have on your peace of mind, and about embracing aging as the gift that it truly is. But there's one more big thing many people over 60 still carry around, and this one can weigh heavier than all the rest. It's the worry about mistakes from the past. You see, life is long, and none of us live it perfectly. Along the way, we all make choices we wish we could undo. Maybe you didn't spend enough time with your kids when they were growing up. Maybe you stayed in a job longer than you should have. Maybe you let friendships fade or said things in the heat of a moment that you regret. And the truth is, the older we get, the easier it becomes to replay those memories over and over in our minds, like watching a movie where you already know the ending but keep wishing it could change. But here's something important to remember: the past is done. It cannot be rewritten, no matter how many sleepless nights you spend thinking about it. And holding on to those regrets only keeps you from enjoying what's still ahead. Instead of asking, "Why did I do that?" or "What if I had chosen differently?" ask yourself, "What can I learn from it?" Every mistake you've ever made has carried a lesson, sometimes painful, yes, but often powerful. And those lessons shape the person you've become. Think about it: would you have the wisdom you have today without those past experiences? Would you know how to comfort someone else going through a hard time if you hadn't walked through your own storms? The truth is, your mistakes don't define you. Your growth does. And at this stage of life, forgiveness, especially forgiveness for yourself, is one of the greatest gifts you can give your heart. Let me share a thought that many people find freeing: you did the best you could with the knowledge, the resources, and the circumstances you had at the time. If you had known better, you likely would have done better. That's true for everyone. So instead of judging your past self by today's wisdom, show compassion to that version of you. They were learning, just as you still are. And here's the beautiful part, it's never too late to create better memories. If you regret not spending enough time with loved ones, start today. Pick up the phone. Write that letter. Invite them over for tea. If you regret missed opportunities, look for new ones, even small ones that bring joy into your life. Remember, your story isn't over yet. You still have blank pages to fill, and those pages can be full of love, laughter, and meaning if you allow them to be. So let go of the heavy baggage of regret. Carry forward the lessons, yes, but leave the weight behind. Because life, especially after 60, isn't about what you could have done. It's about what you choose to do now. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. We've talked about 5 big worries that so many people carry with them into their later years: the need for constant productivity, the obsession with appearances, the weight of other people's opinions, the anxiety about money, and the burden of past mistakes. Each of these can quietly rob you of peace if you let them. But here's the good news, each one can also be released. And when you release them, you create space for something far more valuable: joy, freedom, and peace of mind. Because here's the truth, your 60s and beyond don't have to be years of decline. They can be some of the most meaningful, fulfilling, and beautiful chapters of your life. You've already spent decades proving yourself, working hard, raising families, building careers, managing responsibilities. Now is the time to shift the focus. Now is the time to live, not for others, but for yourself. That doesn't mean being selfish. It means finally giving yourself permission to rest when you need rest, to laugh when you feel joy, to follow your curiosity wherever it leads. Maybe you've always wanted to learn to paint. Maybe you've dreamed of starting a small garden. Maybe you've thought about traveling somewhere new, or simply sitting on your porch each evening to watch the sunset without feeling guilty for doing nothing. This is your moment to embrace those simple but powerful joys. And remember, letting go of worries doesn't mean ignoring reality. It doesn't mean you'll never feel anxious again. What it does mean is that you'll start choosing where to place your energy. Instead of pouring it into things you can't change, you'll invest it into the things you can. Like your health, your relationships, your passions, and your peace of mind. So if you take one message from everything we've talked about, let it be this: life after 60 is not the end of the story, it's the chance to write it differently. It's the chance to step away from unnecessary stress and lean into what truly matters. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. You don't need to chase endless productivity or perfection. You don't need to carry the weight of past mistakes or the noise of other people's opinions. You are enough, right here, right now. As we close, I'd like to leave you with a simple challenge. This week, choose just one worry, just one, that you're ready to set down. Maybe it's the way you look in the mirror, maybe it's money, maybe it's regret. Whatever it is, catch yourself when that thought appears, and gently remind yourself, I don't need to carry this anymore. It might feel uncomfortable at first, like setting down a heavy bag you've carried for years. But the more you practice, the lighter you'll feel. And soon, you'll notice that your days feel calmer, your heart feels freer, and your smile comes more easily. Because the truth is, this season of life isn't about holding on. It's about letting go, and in doing so, discovering how beautiful and peaceful life can truly be.